Hello, I'm Natalie. I'm Community Development here at Alconbury Weald. Welcome to the Residents Forum. This was recorded on May the 12th, 2021. Today we've got Rebecca giving a site update with things that are coming forward in the near future. Then we've got Rachel, who did the Glade consultation, and she'll be giving us feedback from that, and an update from Bohemia, which is very exciting. And then towards the end, we'll have me giving a community update and questions that have been sent in. Over to Becca.
Thanks very much, Natalie, and hopefully as you've been able to see, development continues apace at Alconbury Weald. So I'm going to cover some of the bigger strategic moves that are afoot at the moment in planning, and then I'll also hand over to my colleague Rachel, who will pick up some of the aspects that are a little bit closer to home. So we're going to start off by looking at progress on the first phase of Alconbury Weald. And hopefully most of you will be familiar with this map of our first phase. And just to orientate yourselves, G is the primary school, Ermine Street Church Academy, and the capital I there is the cricket pitch. So our main updates really focus around some of the housing parcels that have progressed. Parcel 4A marked here is being taken forward by Campbell, Buchanan, George. So that's just the area between Civic Living and the Green Divide with Morris Homes. So they have an application that has just gone in recently for 61 homes in that area. And then if we move slightly to the northwest, the other side of the Crest Nicholson homes, the area marked 7 there is where Carla will be bringing forward 260 homes. So Carla are a very good house builder that we work with over at Wintringham near St Neots, but they will be new to Alconbury Weald, so we're looking forward to working with them on parcel 7. And then next to them, a very familiar face, you will have Red Road taking forward the parcels there that are marked 8 as they cross over Sedlers Road from parcel 3. Another familiar face to many of you will be on parcel 9 and 10 as Morris Homes take forward homes there as they hopefully finish off parcel 2 and move further north of the site to take on parcel 9 and 10. So they will be delivering 206 homes in that area. If we just jump over to the commercial side of the development in the Enterprise campus, a couple of updates there around the Munoz Group, Fruit and Flowers, have just put in an application to expand the facility that they've got there. They continue to grow with Alconbury Weald, which is great news. And there is also a sister company who we're just working with at the moment, who may well be taking the white buildings that you can just see under the letter F on this diagram. So we're working on the designs with them at the moment, and there'll probably be an application coming forward in the next few weeks for that area. Alongside that, we're making progress with the Magpass relocation from Huntingdon. We have some work started in the parcel there that's marked M, just to get things ready on that site for them to take forward the building of their new headquarters and training centre. And as you can see from the CGI above, area marked Q, that's our education campus. So that's CGI of the secondary school, which will have the special educational needs school alongside it. And we are hoping that the design work that's going on at the moment and the design and project team will be able to come and update residents at the next forum meeting, so we'll keep you posted around that. So if we just move on now to broader planning update, what we're very conscious of is that there's a range of consultation and other discussions that we had with residents back in 2018, 2019, when not all of you currently living here were part of the community. So we thought it was worth just going back a little bit and providing some of that history and a bit of context. So the area we've just been looking at, our first phase, is the area marked in orange here. So you can see how that fits into the broader airfield area and also Grange Farm, which you've probably heard us talk about quite a lot, which is the area marked blue and green on this map. So the area of phase 2, the Country Park and Grange Farm, is the area where we're doing most of our planning work at the moment. The plans for Grange Farm have been quite complicated since we first got outline consent for the development, because we originally had further education college and sports hub at the south of the site there, which fell away for various reasons with partners changing their plans. And we've managed to move most of those aspects in, so the sports hub will now be coming forward in our third phase to be above the secondary school, and various other the elements of education will be picked up by the education campus and other buildings. But at the same time, the move around that we had done there with putting some housing on Grange Farm has got a little complicated by the alignment work that's going on at the moment for the A141. So we put in an application for the development of Grange Farm and the country park back in 2019, and not long after that, work started on the feasibility study for the A141, whether it should be dualled, whether it should be moved, and that work is still ongoing, led by the combined authority. So the plans for that area got a little bit stalled, but we have been working through that with the local authorities, and what we have now put in place is an application for Grange Farm North, that is to bring forward the northern part of the homes planned for Grange Farm and the northern part of the country park. And while we're doing that, the plans for the southern part of that area with the A141 will hopefully crystallise, and then we can work around those and finalise the designs and the development for that southern part. So if we just look in a little bit more detail at Grange Farm North, the plans for that include 750 homes, a primary school that you can see in the plan on the right there marked in blue, as well as community space and allotments, quite a lot of green space because it connects in with the country park that sits just to the west of it, and also some sports pitches in the country park, although the main sports hub will now be just to the north of the secondary school. So as I said, the area that sits at the bottom of that in a kind of strange white colour is the area that's slightly sterilised at the moment as we wait to find out where within the blue hatching shown there the A141 will go. We're obviously very keen that it goes towards the south of that area, and so we're working with the combined authority, the district council and others just to feed into those plans and make sure that what comes forward is coherent and holistic and delivers the best for everybody. We're also hugely conscious that not everybody had a chance to get involved in the consultations on the country park before planning application was submitted, and we know it's something that a lot of residents are very keen to get more involved in, but don't worry, the application was very much broad principles for the country park. There's a lot more work to do on the detailed design, so we are currently looking to appoint a partner to work with on both the delivery and supporting the long-term management of the country park. And also over the course of this year we'll be working with Alconbury Weald residents and also with neighbouring residents in the Stukelys to make sure it's got a robust governance process in place, and that's really about making sure that in the short, medium and long term communities continue to shape the events that come forward, the facilities and amenities, and make sure it is a really exciting and vibrant country park, both for Alconbury Weald residents and for the wider area of Huntingdonshire. The development of Grange Farm North and the country park are absolutely part of also opening up the southern access to the development. So this is effectively, as you can see hopefully from the map here, where the southern edge of the site connects in with the A141, the ring road around the north of Huntingdon. So this again are applications that have been in for a while. We put those in 2018 and 2019 in three separate ways in which the road and cycleway and busway connects up from the A141 to where the future rail station will be, and also from that transport hub then connects into the areas for Alconbury Weald Town Centre and Key Phase 3 and Key Phase 1. So those are quite important routes for us to be delivering. We now have planning for the way that the Southern Gateway will work. So while we originally put in an application for a larger roundabout in that location, all of the road studies and the work that's being done on the A141 have translated that now into a T-junction that will work still with a prioritised cycle connection through from Grange Farm to get to Huntingdon Town Centre. Now, at the moment, that roadway and the way it works with the connections has been designed to work both for an existing bus service, for an enhanced bus service such as a guided bus, and also for the Cambridge Autonomous Metro. You are aware, as we are, that the recent mayoral results have put some doubt as to which of the transport infrastructure schemes will move forward. So just as a reminder, if you look at this slide, you can see this connects up the investment that's happened in the A14, the new routing of that with the proposed Cambridge Autonomous Metro. We'll be continuing to work with partners as to what the new approach will be with the change of political leadership for the mayor. When we got outline consent for Alconbury Weald, the metro was not part of the plans. It was very much a working with the guided busway routing then, and so we are quite confident that we can flex those plans to work. There has always been broad agreement from the local authorities and centrally as well from government that a public transport connection to the south of Alconbury Weald is a key part of making sure that that sustainable infrastructure is in place. There is funding from our side to make that happen and a commitment from all of the partners. So, while I can't give you an exact answer now about cam or bus or what I can absolutely reassure you on is that all of the partners will work together to get the right solution in place for that. And there will be a public transport connection that comes into the southern access of Alconbury Weald and creates a sustainable transport spine through the centre of the development. And just as I hand over to Rachel, a quick reminder that as part of that work and those conversations, we do have the travel survey live at the moment. We know that we do ask you a lot of questions at different times. There is an annual travel survey that's very much about trying to support the planned infrastructure investment and also the services that should come forward, both in terms of bus, bicycle and car share and other options such as the demand responsive transport that is very much part of the future of all development. The more data we can get from yourselves, particularly at the moment where there is quite a lot of questions over bus services given the impacts of COVID, it really does help us to plan the services that we need and also to ensure that as the development grows, you as residents have the connections in place that you need. So please do take just a few minutes to fill in that survey. Those results are things that we go through with the County Council at our Strategic Transport Group, which the Combined Authority, the District Council and Highways England are part of as our stagecoach canvas. So it really matters that we get good data into those and regular data from yourselves so that we can track delivery of these key bits of transport infrastructure coming forward.
And apologies that I know that's all been a little bit heavy and a bit of planning, but we know that you always want to have those updates. So I will now hand over to my colleague Rachel, hopefully provide a bit of light relief and a bit of some of the fun that's also to come at Alconbury Weald over the next few months. Over to you, Rachel.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining the Alconbury Weald Residents Forum. For those I haven't had a chance to introduce myself to yet, I am Rachel Arnold and I joined the team in November last year, working alongside Rebecca and Natalie to ensure that our community is kept up to speed on what's happening, what's coming up at Alconbury Weald. So I do hope I get the opportunity to meet many of you in person at some point in the very near future. I'm going to start with giving you an update on Bohemia at the Watch Office. So a planning application has been submitted for a change of use to the Watch Office, which will become Bohemia, and plans are underway to convert the refurbished listed building into a new cafe, bistro and bar. As some of you may know, the Watch Office is a listed military landmark and it was originally built in the 1940s and played a central part for the whole airfield during the Second World War. So the building has been painstakingly restored to its former glory and will now become Bohemia at the Watch Office. So local operators Bohemia of St Neots will be beginning the work to turn the space into a dynamic cafe, bistro and bar with an outside barbecue and seating area overlooking the cricket green. So the new cafe and bistro is due to open in late summer, but the team at Bohemia are really keen to bring some of their services to you sooner than that. So are working towards opening doors in July for bar service before the restaurant service is fitted out for launch later in the summer. So there'll also be opportunities to sample some of the menu available ahead of the launch with some pop-up events hosted by Bohemia coming to Alconbury Weald very soon. So myself and Natalie will be in touch with you to let you know when those are taking place, and we hope to see you there. As always, we'll keep you up to date on the fit out and the launch date for Bohemia, but we know that it's something that our community is very excited about, and as are we. So secondly, you may remember in March, we launched an online public consultation as we wanted your help with the design of the new community facilities coming forward at Alconbury Weald. So as Alconbury Weald continues to grow, as does the need for community facilities, and we received a really positive response with lots and lots of people having their say and influencing the design of that next phase of community amenities. So the overwhelming amount of feedback has really enabled us to understand what our community's priorities are for that new space. And you may remember we asked you questions around the amenities you'd like to see coming forward, what community events you'd like to see hosted at the Glade, as well as green initiatives to encourage walking and cycling around the development, and ways in which to get people out and about and moving around. And that's really, again, enabled us to truly understand what's important to our community. So I thought it would be useful to give you some headline results on some of the feedback that we received as part of the online consultation for the Glade. And you'll notice that there's a real theme here with outdoor events and outdoor spaces. So there's a clear priority here for outdoor market type events, as well as outdoor cinema screenings. And we're really pleased to say that as part of taking forward your feedback into the design of the Glade, we will be implementing a pedestrianised area which will enable use for pop-up style events like markets, the seasonal markets and farmers markets that you see represented here. And we're also excited to announce that there are 2 outdoor cinema events planned for September this year. So again, Natalie and I will be in touch with further details on how to attend the outdoor cinema events. But again, very excited to bring those as a result of COVID-19 restrictions easing. Secondly, you'll notice that there is a real emphasis on the need to, or the desire to enrich outdoor space to be used for gatherings, picnic and barbecues, food and beverage pop-ups. So again, that's something that we have incorporated within the design of the Glade in that central area where there'll be space for pop-up events. And a real focus on natural green spaces alongside the new community facilities. So again, tree and flower planting has been factored into the design. So the space will not only deliver new community amenities, but lots more green space to enjoy. And here is some early designs for the Glade, for which building work for the co-op and the nursery, which will be the first part of the delivery of the Glade, beginning at the end of this year, with the view to have the co-op and nursery complete by next summer. And as a result of feedback from our communities, we will be exploring a second application for some more commercial space at the Glade. Again, this is as a result of our communities having their say, but also having been approached by a number of local business owners on places to host their business at Alconbury Weald. So more to come on the next steps, and we will be providing more detail on how we are including the feedback within the design and then the planning application for the Glade, and we'll be sure to keep you updated on those next steps. Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel. So now we're going to have a community update. I'm very pleased to say that Pavilion is really well used. We've had lots and lots of bookings for people to do classes. The aim is to have a small persons group every morning, and then yoga. We're looking at Pilates class coming through as well. Scouts are on site, so lots of things going on. I've put up notices in the shop and at the Pavilion for you to have a look. I've also popped them on Facebook for you to be able to book things. Please, everyone, book in advance. Due to COVID regulations, people can't just turn up, you must book in advance. The Community Association have got their first event coming up. It will be a street party on the 12th of June. Get out your flags, sit on your drives, have a bit of a chat with your neighbours. It's just a chance really to get to know everybody again. Now we're allowed out a little bit more. I've also organised for the food trucks to be on site all day so that there's a little bit going on as well. So please do support the Community Association in this one. In conjunction with the Pavilion Open, I've also been working with Cricket East to bring forward cricket camps. The first one of these is on the 2nd of June. If you'd like to sign up, please email Sam Rose directly and he'll sort that. He can sign you up to those. There will be under 10s and under 13s league games going on through May and a lot of June. Through the whole of the half term, the cricket pitch will be used for those games. And then on Sundays going forward, up until August, we'll have basically a game every week or every other week. And I'll put the updates for that on in the shop as well and at the Pavilion. As we go into June, Cricket East are putting on All Stars, which is for 5 to 8 year olds. If you would like to take part again, email Sam Rose and his details are on the screen. I'm sure you've all noticed that there have been some massive boards have gone up and they've finally got something on them, so that's very exciting. So the wayfinding boards are to help everyone find their way around site and find all the different places, all the parks, and just to make it feel like you can find everywhere. Please use them. There'll be a map coming soon. I'm just working on it at the moment. So as soon as it's finished, I will let you all have that. At the moment, there is a photo competition going on. Happy snappers. So get snapping, send us in your entries about life, relaxing a little bit. So just get those over for us. We've got some up and coming events. So the library presents are on site in June and July. Please support these. We work really hard to get these guys up here. So please support them. Come and see. I think the ticket sales have actually been quite good. So that's brilliant. But it's great to have some arts and culture up on site. Living Sport will be doing a table tennis bat and ball giveaway. So that's coming through, so just keep an eye on social media for that coming up. And don't forget, there's always the bike hire through travel. So always, if you want to hire an electric bike for free for a month, then just give Polly Williams an email and she'll sort that out for you. So we've not had that as many questions as usual for this, but the main, the recurring one has been about St. Liz Road and the exposed ironworks. I'm absolutely ecstatic to tell you that contractors have now been instructed. All the remedial works that had to be done that was holding it up have now been completed. I'm just waiting on the exact date for what day they'll start. I think it's looking like the end of May. The contractors will contact the residents who are affected, because obviously it will affect access to your properties at some points in that area. So they'll be in touch to let you know what the exact dates are. But it's looking like the end of May, which is brilliant. It is a 2-week programme, so the disruption's going to go on for a little bit. But I'm sure we'll all agree that we'll just be delighted to get that area finished off and looking lovely. That's it from us today. I hope you've enjoyed the Residents' Forum, and thank you ever so much for coming.